What up, peeps? Tony Baker here, back with another review and recap. This time I'm reviewing Snowfall episode 4. Snowfall, as you know, is my favorite drama on TV right now, even though it's not technically TV because I'm watching it from the laptop, but you know, times have changed. But it's a TV series on FX. It's my favorite drama smoking right now, and it's a good season, man. Everything is happening. I feel like the season is moving at a fast pace, and the stakes are high in every episode. So episode 4 is no exception to this. Story is moving forward with speed, and it's like, man, they really taking it there immediately. No slow build-ups in this season at all. Even though you feel the build-ups coming and they're happening, nothing feels slow. You know, last episode, you know, Franklin bought those people out of their little small business so they can set up this, like, you know, business deal with this real estate magnate and Stephen Williams character, who I think is gonna be shady. I think he's gonna play him. You know, it echoes of, remember in The Wire when Stringer Bell was trying to do legitimate business stuff and he was getting played every time? Because, you know, he was new in that, even though he was like a drug dealer, like he was a dangerous man in his community in that realm, once he tried to go to the real estate political side, he was getting shredded and played every time. I feel like that's what's gonna happen in Snowfall with this angle. So episode 4, you know, Franklin's mom already got harassed by that police officer. Old girl is still doing her investigative reporting. Teddy and Gustavo went down to Mexico and wrecked shop, killed those cats. So now we're dealing with the ramifications. And still we're dealing with the ramifications of Scully trying to get back at Franklin and his team for what they did to him. So we're still looking at that. The reporter is still being nosy. Franklin's dad is really like, yo, like, you know, what's going on here? He's really on the fence of, I didn't sign up for this. I don't support it. I'm not with it. Even though Franklin's mom is somehow, you can tell she's kind of giving into, well, if my son is going to be doing this, I'm going to be doing this as well. So, but the father's still kind of like, I don't know. So everything is building. The tension between Leon and Franklin is still there. So we're building on that. And now we're focusing more, this episode focused a lot on Leon and what he was going through. And, you know, Scully coming for him and all this type of stuff going on. Meanwhile, Teddy and Gustavo still doing what they doing. Franklin is still out here trying to solidify himself with that real estate cat, trying to plan ahead. So all of this is going on and is moving the story forward real nice. So I got to give this episode 4 saxophones out of 5. Like, we're moving at a good pace. I feel like there's not a lot of fat on display, so I'm like, all right, let's get it going. Now, let's get into the complete recap real quick. So, spoiler alert, if you haven't seen the episode yet, that goes for y'all too in the Patreon. The Patreon crew is watching right now. You might want to step out for this. So, episode 4, we start out with Wanda trying to sell a tooth in the community. Remember that tooth that fell out last episode? She's trying to sell her tooth to somebody on the street. That's when you know you cracked out. Even if I was in mid-crack binge, I should know that I can't sell you my old teeth. And it's a back tooth. You can't just be selling an old back tooth. I can see if you got a good quality front tooth, because some people do need a good quality front tooth. But the back tooth? Come on, man. She's like, it's got a filling in there. Like, fillings is not the move. I can see if it was a gold tooth, but don't nobody got a gold back tooth. She out here selling back teeth in the community. So she tried to sell Leon a back tooth, and Leon's like, man, let me just give you some bread, you know. And they're going to eat at this local spot. Scully is stalking Leon. So Scully and his crew pull up, shots, Uzis, all that. Typical West Coast gangster drive-by scene. They in the convertible. They whip the car around. They dumping on all of that. But Wanda gave Leon the heads up when she saw the heat was coming around the corner. She was like, Leon! So they managed to duck out of the way and avoid getting shot to pieces. But Wanda gets hit. So Wanda gets shot. She taking the bullet. She took the crackhead bullet with the tooth in hand. She got shot in the hips. So she's in the hospital. They at the hospital trying to figure out what's going on. So I feel like this is a vehicle for her to get clean off the crack rock. Like, once you're in the hospital, she's gonna have to do a detox or whatever. As long as she can stay in that hospital, that's gonna be a forced detox, you know. And I'm not sure how the crack detox works. I don't think it's the same as heroin. I'm no, drug specialist here, but So we got that going on. So Franklin shows up to the hospital because he's hearing about, the attempt on Leon's life. He knew it was Scully. He was like, I told you to watch out for him. He was like, well, he came after me because of you. And so it's like, so Leon and Franklin still have that tension. Leon got all attitude for Franklin, all smoke. And Franklin's there just trying to, we can come together and work this out. And, and Leon's still like, nah, man, I got this. All right, you got this. So they still doing that whole song and dance. I got this. Leave me alone. Let me help you. It's your fault I'm in this mess. And it's button heads. Okay, so he's like, all right. So Leon and them, they hire a private investigator to find out what they can about Scully, his real name, where he may live, where he hiding out at. So they hire a private investigator, and the investigator's like, all right, he takes on the case reluctantly, but they go in there with all attitude, and it's funny, like I like seeing Leon struggle to get his feet together. Like, I like seeing the struggle of, all right, you want to be on your own? You want to do this on your own? I like the raggediness that we are seeing. Like, because everything ain't going to be smooth. You're going to be raggedy when you first start out as a drug kingpin. There's going to be some fumbles. There's going to be some mistakes. There's going to be hits out on your life. You're going to be offered, teeth on the streets to buy. All of this is part of it. You're going to roll up to a meeting spot and then you're going to run for your life. All of this is going on with Leon. Now he hiring private investigator to follow a gangster from the bottoms. You know what I mean? So they don't know what the hell they doing. Meanwhile, Franklin's mom is still getting more and more into bed with that real estate guy, not sexually, but and the father's just like, yo, man, this dude's a snake. What are you gonna do if this snake's trying to bite you? She's like, I'm gonna cut the head off this snake and find another one. So now with her saying that, it solidifies that she's all in. She's like, all right, I'm gonna just be doing this. This is what we doing as a family. But the father's still like, nah, I ain't with it, You could tell he's apprehensive about this whole thing because it's like, this dude is gonna come back and bite you in the ass. And that's gonna affect all of us. And he's like, well, this is what we doing. And like, all right. Franklin, meanwhile, he's still dealing with his family, his aunt, uncle. So now he's meeting up with Teddy and like, yo, Teddy, how long is this thing gonna be going on overseas with the CIA? Like, he's pretty much asking, what's my shelf life looking like doing this drug, being my drug connect? How long is this gonna last? And Teddy's like, Teddy don't have an answer for him. He don't know how long the CIA is gonna be in bed with these Contras and whatever's going on over there. He don't know. And he tells him, like, I can lie to you and say, yeah, it's gonna last this time. What I can tell you, I can give you the earliest heads up I can, but that's all I got. Because Franklin's like, yo, he knows he has to look further down the road than the right now, which you have to do. Like, if you in this drug game, you got to know once my connect runs out, because that's basically Franklin's claim to fame, his exclusive connect. Once you lose that connect, then you struggle after that. So we got that going on. They're still worried about Wanda in the hospital. Leon's still trying to figure out how long they could keep her there. And they're going to kick her out immediately. They like, yo, as soon as she's able to go to the bathroom by herself, she's out of here. Like, we can't just be housing people in the hospital like this. So she's gone as soon as she can go to the bathroom. He's like, man, all right, what I'm going to do, And, there's some loyalty there. So Leon stays with her overnight. She in there tripping, cussing the nurse out. So Leon stayed with her overnight. This is the least he can do. She saved his life. She saved his life from that hit from Scully. So, at least sit in the hospital room with her. You know what I mean? So got that going on. The investigators, is tailing Scully. They're out there eating tacos, having a good time, having a good old gangster time. Talking shit, just out there. And then he's like, hey, who is that? So the investigator thinks he's caught. He's like, who is that over there? Luckily, he was just trying to holler at a chick that was around the car. So he was like, whoo. So he ended up doing his job. He gives Leon the pictures of where Scully was hiding out, where he was taking like his bags of money and where he would go on a daily basis, go in with a bag, come out empty-handed. So they're thinking that's where he was keeping his money. It was away from the hood. So he was like, all right, we can post up here and wait for Scully to come back. And then we got him. Okay. So The reporter is still doing her digging around. She pulled up on the dad at his, that mission where he works. She pulls up on that. Like, yo, man, give me some scoop. She's still trying to get the scoop on Franklin Saint and who he is and what he represents and what he's got going on out here on the streets. And Franklin's aunt and uncle are pissed because now Franklin wants to expand. So now he's thinking about other cities that they can go and expand to. And the uncle at the end of the day, Franklin's uncle, he just wants to have his little rim shop, his little shop. You know what I'm saying? The drug game was cool. He was selling weed when this all started. So now it's just bloodshed, war, heavier drugs, crack epidemic. He didn't really sign up for this. And so now we got to go to other cities. You talking about Little Rock, Arkansas? Don't nobody want to go to Little Rock? And he mentioned Chicago, but you just can't pull up to Chicago and try to set up shop. They'll kill you. You got to go to a city that doesn't really have a solidified presence in the game like that. So he was like, let's go to Little Rock. And he like, man, ain't nobody trying to go out there, man. So now I'm seeing the seeds of dissent brewing within Franklin and his uncle. And that's going to play into Man Boy later on down the line. I guarantee you that. Man Boy is going to use that to his advantage and try to sway the uncle so we get the family feud. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody lose when the family feud. Shout out to Jay-Z. So we got that going on. So now, cut to Leon and his crew outside of the Scully spot. They waiting for him to arrive. A car pulls up next to them. Car full of Scully's crew. They like, hey, man, ain't that Leon? And they just open fire. Both cars shooting at each other. So everybody on one side of the car is getting lit up with bullets. Everybody else on the other side can somehow survive. So he gets out, Leon gets out, he survives that initial onslaught, him and his boy on the other side of the car. They get out, they say, wait. They start dumping in the car from the front with a Uzi. Shot up the whole front two passengers and about to finish off the people in the back. When he pulls out his strap to finish off the people in the back, there's a woman back there with a baby girl. And he's just like, oh, the baby girl was hit. And the mother's just hysterical at this point. He's like, he done shot up the whole vehicle. Now a young girl is killed. Now people are saying that the girl that was killed was Scully's baby mom's. And they were also saying that this girl was related to Man Boy. I'm not sure about it because I didn't recognize the girl. But if that's the case, oh, it's just gonna be even more drama brewing from that. So that little baby girl is dead. The mother's hysterical. And Leon dips off, leaving her alive. Left her alive. I don't know what you would do in that situation. If you were a killer, you might have to finish the job. I mean, you left the mother alive, but the mother's defeated at this point. You done killed her baby girl in her arms. You might as well finish her off. Just to clean up the mess? I don't know, man. The episode ends on that note with Leon killing this little girl in the back seat in mid, warfare. And so we ended on that note. I was like, wow. That's how you end the episode right there. So episode 4, man, it went down real quick. These episodes are flying by, man. What would you do in the situation, though? If you were Leon, you're at war, you kill a little girl on accident, and the mother's still there. Do you leave the mother there to grieve for her child? Because I'm sure in that moment, the mom is like, take me as well. As a killer, you might have to honor that take me as well just to save your own ass cheeks. Or do you just leave the scene and leave the mother there with her dead child? What y'all doing? It's a hard-hitting question, but what you doing? Let me know in the comment section below, man. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And as usual, we out here. All right, peeps, don't forget, Bakery 8s on sale till Friday. So get your Bakery 8 shirts. They are here for a limited time only. After Friday, they're out of here. So pull the trigger on the Bakery 8s. And the Bakery 8 hoodies are coming soon as well. So, all right, y'all. Peace.